Hey guys, what is going on? Jurgen from Zergrino Sports here, and today we will be reviewing the whole Superstar Shakeup draft thing that just happened in the WWE. Obviously, they, instead of like they've done in the past, they did it over 2 nights this time. So I waited till today to do it instead of doing a Raw one and then a SmackDown one. I just decided wait and just do it all in one video. So we'll start by talking about the Raw people who went over, and then we'll talk about the SmackDown people who went over. Now I've pulled up the WWE summary here. Hopefully it has everybody in it. It kind of looks like it's a bit scarce, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, so we'll start with Raw. The Miz and Maurice were drafted over to Raw from SmackDown, which it's kind of sad because, I'm sure Miz will do great on Raw. He's one of the best people on the mic in the company right now. But he definitely he did a lot of really good work for SmackDown, so he definitely deserved a run with the main championship. He definitely deserved a main event run where he could hold the main championship for a couple months, 2-3 months maybe, I don't know, and then pass it off to somebody and go back into the mid card and help solidify the mid card or whatever. So it's unfortunate that he won't get that on Raw because, let's be honest, Brock isn't going to lose the title until just anybody. He's going to keep it. He's going to lose it to like a top guy, win it back, and then lose it to Roman at WrestleMania because that's the plan, because Vince is fucking stubborn as fuck with Roman, as evidenced by the fact that he's still trying to make him a face and gain sympathy for him from that whole segment where Braun basically killed the man, which was great. And yeah, anyways, I'm sure the Miz will do great, and he'll probably fight for the Intercontinental title again. Hopefully he'll actually make it mean something again, because Dean undid all the work that Miz did previously with the Intercontinental title. So Miz, hopefully he does all right. It's a shame that he won't get that main event run just yet. Maybe at the next Superstar Shakeup, whenever that is, if it's like a year from now, maybe he'll get moved back over, and then maybe he'll have the opportunity. Who knows? But for now, I think it's safe to say he won't have a main title run, which he deserves after all the work he's put in so far on SmackDown since the brand split. And additionally, I just mentioned that hopefully he would take the title from Dean Ambrose, because Dean Ambrose also went over to Raw. I think that's fair. Dean was pretty much stale from the get-go on SmackDown. Maybe the first month or two he was all right for like the general audience. Obviously, if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you know that I don't like Dean Ambrose at all. But at least he was like, I guess, entertaining to some people at the beginning. But since after the first month or so of the brand split, he's been really dull. More so than usual for me, and he killed the Intercontinental title, killed it dead. It means fuck all now, because he did nothing with it, which is a shame, because Miz did so much. I predicted him going to Raw. I just kind of saw it as something that would happen, whatever. Nothing too special. I don't think he's going to have a main event run over there either. He'll probably just be a mid-card guy, maybe upper mid-card guy. And honestly, for me, that's his level. Mid-card is his level for me. Other people see him as a main event guy. I just don't see it. He's got a really basic moveset. His wrestling ability isn't at the level of those like main event caliber guys like the Seth Rollins, like a Kevin Owens, an AJ Styles, a Shinsuke Nakamura, a John Cena, So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. Well, actually, you know what? It's a good thing that he's off of my show, because I'm a SmackDown guy. I've always been a SmackDown guy. So it's nice that somebody I hate is now off of SmackDown. So that's good. But obviously, Miz went over, which is bad. Next up, this one really pissed me off, and I'm still pissed off about this because Bray Wyatt got moved to Raw, and the fact that the WWE still won't give Bray his run at the top is baffling to me, because he is one of the best on the mic, and he's pretty damn solid in the ring, and he had the potential to be the new Undertaker in a sense. Obviously, nobody's gonna be the new Undertaker, because Undertaker's, nobody can match what he's done in the wrestling business, in my opinion, and nobody ever will. But he could have been this generation's Undertaker, and they just won't give him the ball to run with. They gave him the title for a month, and then they took it off him at Mania when he should have retained. I'm not sure why Bray got moved over to Raw instead of Randy. Randy should have been the one who got moved over to Raw, and then have Bray win it back at Payback or whatever the fuck, and then take it back to SmackDown. But, it's just, I don't know, man. I really just don't see why they won't go all in on Bray, because all of the fans want it, and, well, most of the fans want it, I guess. I'm sure there are some, casual fans who just don't resonate with his character, but real fans, I guess I should say, hardcore fans, I guess, they appreciate him without a doubt. So I'm really upset that he's on Raw, because now he's not going to be a focal point on Raw. He's going to be in the mid card, which he's too good for, in my opinion. And it's they mistreated him on SmackDown too. They wasted him on SmackDown for the most part, because they only gave him a 1 month reign and all that, but at least he was a focal point on SmackDown. On Raw, he's going to be fuck all. He's going to do this angle with Finn, which, maybe it won't even happen now, because apparently Finn Balor's concussed, so he's probably going to be out for a few weeks. What the fuck's he going to do on Raw now, Jesus. I don't know, man. I'm not happy about it. Next up, we will go to the women's division. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James got moved over to Raw from SmackDown. Alexa Bliss, I don't mind too much. She fits fine on either brand. She's really good on the mic, and she's pretty good. She's decent in the ring too. So she'll fit on either brand, and I guess it's a good change of pace, whatever. I don't know what the saying is, man. I don't know. But yeah, she's fine. Mickie James, however, I'm not too happy that she's on Raw, because I don't think she'll get any sight of the women's title on Raw, just because Bayley is obviously the champion now, and obviously the long-term plan, I'm assuming the long-term plan, if I could speak, is Sasha and Bayley. Obviously, I think that's obvious to everybody. And then they're really high on Nia for some reason, which I don't understand. I don't like Nia. She dropped Charlotte on her head 3 fucking times on Raw. She went for a shoulder breaker, but instead fucking put her head on her knee and then dropped her straight on her fucking neck. I don't know how Charlotte's not fucking paralyzed, because she got dropped straight on her fucking head. And she went for the fucking moonsault to the outside, and Nia just didn't catch her. So it was Nia, do you really belong on the main roster if you can't fucking catch a person doing a dive? Are you that fucking bad, man? Jeez. Because, there are moments where the person who jumps either over rotates or doesn't jump too far, or the person setting up just sets up too far away or whatever. But what you do in that situation is you step forward so you can fucking catch them. Nia didn't step forward. She literally just looked at her and just hoped that she would make it to her. Honestly, man, she's not very good. So hopefully she doesn't win the women's title anytime soon. People used to get sent back down to developmental for mistakes she made in the match against Charlotte. So she's lucky times have changed, and that she's still on the fucking main roster, because she could have ended fucking Charlotte's career. No joke, she could have ended Charlotte's career. She fucked up that bad. But yeah, with them being so high on Nia, and the long-term plan being Bayley and Sasha, and obviously Alexa, they like her because she was the champion on SmackDown, so obviously they're high on her, and Emma's coming back. I don't know if they'll give her any opportunities or whatever, and when Paige comes back, she might get some opportunities. Who knows? But I don't think they'll give Mickie a title run, which is a shame, because I think she deserves one more good long title run before she's done altogether. I'm not sure when she's going to retire. I'd assume it's relatively soon, maybe in a couple of years from now or something like that, because she's been wrestling for a while. So I'd like to see her get one more main women's championship reign that's like, I don't know, maybe 6 months, something like that, like a long reign before she's done. But I don't think they'll give her those opportunities on Raw, which sucks. So I would have preferred if she stayed on SmackDown, but oh well. Next up, Kalisto and Apollo Crews went to Raw. Who really gives a fuck? They were shit on SmackDown. They'll probably be shit on Raw. If they were given compelling characters that weren't just, hey guys, we're happy to be here, now let's wrestle, maybe they would get over. But right now they're not over, because literally all they do is, hey, happy to be here, oh man, look at that, I lost, I'm smiling because I'm happy I'm here. Fuck off. Get a character, evoke emotion from people, then you'll actually do something in this business. And it's a shame because Apollo Crews is a great wrestler, and Kalisto's, he botches a lot, but he's pretty decent too. So it's a shame that they just can't find their character to get them over, you know. I was thinking that they might reform the Lucha Dragons on SmackDown, actually, because obviously Simon Gotch got released, so they lost the tag team. They didn't do that though, because Kalisto on Raw and Sin Cara goes to SmackDown, which I'll touch on later, or maybe not. I don't know. It's not a big deal, really. So yeah, Apollo Crews and Kalisto. Heath Slater and Rhino were the only tag team going over to Raw. They're just there to take pinfalls and have people go over, you know. Let's be honest. They were, when they were tag champions and Heath was really, really over, that was great, but I don't want to say heat, because heat means, yeah. But the admiration for them, I guess, has kind of diminished over time. So they weren't a big part of SmackDown anymore. They're not going to be a big part of Raw. It's literally just like a depth thing, and then Kurt Hawkins got moved to Raw, which I'm kind of upset about, because if you're going to have him as a jobber on SmackDown, why would you move him over just to job on Raw? I don't understand. And honestly, Kurt Hawkins should be in the mid-card fighting for the Intercontinental title, or at least being that guy who almost gets there but doesn't quite get there. Or, I don't know, maybe when Zack got back, you could have fucking reformed the Rough Riders. What the fuck? Major Bros. That's what I wanted to say. But I don't know. I'm a fan of Kurt Hawkins. I think he's better than everybody gives him credit for, and I wish they'd give him a chance to show that, but they don't, so... yeah, it is what it is. So that was all of the Raw transfers, or drafts, or what, trades, I guess you should say, according to the WWE's website. I don't remember any other huge things. I don't think they left anything out. Next up, we've got SmackDown, and the thing with SmackDown is they got some pretty good names, but then they also got shafted a little bit. So it was kind of like a give and take, because for the most part, Raw got some really good names and then some jobbers. But, yeah. Anyways, so SmackDown, they got Kevin Owens, U.S. champion. I think everybody saw that coming. If you put Dean, the mid-card champion, on SmackDown over to Raw, you kind of have to move the Raw mid-card champion over to SmackDown. The issue with this is that it's only the winner of the U.S. title match at Payback who's officially on SmackDown. The other person stays on Raw. So if Kevin Owens loses, which I don't think he will, but if they're like, hey, Chris, you're going to win the title back, which would be stupid. Please don't do that, WWE. That would mean Chris Jericho goes to SmackDown and Kevin Owens stays on Raw, which is kind of weird. And it's also weird how they're not doing that with the WWE title, So, yeah. I don't even know, man. It's don't even know. Yeah. I really, because if you might as well do that for the WWE title, because Bray's a Raw guy. What happens if he miraculously, which he won't, unfortunately, wins the title back at Payback? If the fucking Raw has two champions? Nah, it should be the same stipulation for the WWE title as well. Anyways, so Kevin Owens, obviously, he's going to be a top player. Him and AJ are going to have crazy matches. Him and fucking Shinsuke are going to have crazy matches. Him and Sami Zayn, who also got drafted over, which is fucking dope. One of, if not both of these guys should have been on SmackDown from the start. Probably Sami. and I think Kevin Owens worked out really well on Raw. He wasn't booked too great as a competitor during his friendship angle with Jericho, but obviously the friendship angle on its own was tremendous, so it's not really a big deal. And then it led to him becoming his like sinister, like clinical, cynical. That's the word. So yeah, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn got moved over. Charlotte Flair, obviously, got moved over to the women's division, which is a big pull because she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world, obviously, and lucky to still be wrestling because of Nia Jax. Fuck it up. But yeah, Charlotte's a big pull. Probably gonna have her win the title off of Naomi soon, and then have Becky and her feud, and then that'll be the main feud. Because I unless they want to give Natalya a run, but I don't know if I see them giving Natalya a run. I don't see them giving Carmella a run anytime soon. They brought Tamina back. I don't see her getting a run anytime soon. The funny thing with Tamina is they did this whole thing where Shane was like, so SmackDown's newest women's acquisition is a second-generation superstar, father's in the Hall of Fame, one of the greatest of all time. And as soon as he said more than one description, like as soon as he said second generation and then he said something else, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's Tamina. They're going to swerve the crowd with Tamina. And they did. And then the crowd were just like, they were chanting that they wanted Charlotte or Sasha. I couldn't really distinguish what they were chanting. My stream wasn't the best quality. But he's like, oh, looks like that wasn't who you thought I was going to say. All right, here's Charlotte. So, like, the whole purpose of that was, like, that little swerve completely buried Tamina because it showed that nobody gave a fuck about Tamina. So I kind of feel sorry for her because she got completely buried by that segment. But oh well. The New Day got announced as being transferred over. They didn't actually show up, obviously, because Kofi has his broken ankle, and Xavier Woods pretty much got killed with the Shatter Machine last night, or not last night, on Raw the night before. That Shatter Machine was fucking dope, man. That was such a good finish. But yeah, the New Day, they should be good. Add some much-needed star power to the tag team division, because just having Alpha and the Usos isn't good enough. Here's what irks me a bit. The other tag team that went over was the Shining Stars. Why? Why the fuck? They're not gonna provide anything, man. I'd rather see fucking, like, for me, genuinely, it on SmackDown, it's Alpha, New Day, Usos, probably Breezango, then the Ascension, and then the fucking Shining Stars. Because the Shining Stars just aren't good. They need a good, character, man, because when you look at just in ring, Primo and Epico are pretty good in ring. I don't think anybody can deny that, especially Primo. But they don't have good enough characters, man. They don't have the fucking El Matadors. That didn't work. You know, this isn't working. Like, they need something else. The commentators didn't refer to them as the Shining Stars last night, if I recall correctly. So hopefully they drop the Shining Stars gimmick. Hopefully they drop that, yo, we want you to vacation in Puerto Rico. That's our gimmick, because that was fucking stupid. Hopefully they drop all that and give them like a more serious like character, and then maybe they could get over on SmackDown. But I don't know, man. I was expecting Enzo and Cass or the Club or something like that, or Gallows and Anderson. They're not really called the Club anymore, are they? But yeah, like, I was expecting somebody else, like a bigger name. But that didn't happen, so they kind of got shafted for tag teams. And yeah, let's see, who else? Rusev and Lana. Rusev is injured, obviously, but I think he's one of the better acquisitions that SmackDown made, because he's going to be a dope addition to the mid-card, and he could potentially, on SmackDown, he could even have a main event run. Who knows, man? I think he's good enough. In the ring, he's good enough. He's a really good character, you know. He could probably have like a 2-month reign or something with the title or something like that, you know. Lana obviously coming with him. She's apparently going to start wrestling. I guess she's another acquisition to the women's roster. They did this little vignette where it said Lana was coming soon or whatever, so I guess she's going to make her main roster debut. I'm guessing the reasoning behind that was to give her a singles run until Rusev gets back from his injury, and then she'll probably just be his valet again. Other than that, Sin Cara and Jinder Mahal got moved over. Nothing too special. I don't think Sin Cara is going to do anything. I would have kept Sin Cara on Raw and just include him in the Cruiserweight division. I hope they put Kalisto in the Cruiserweight division as well over there, because I think he could probably do well in the 205 Live Cruiserweight division, whatever the fuck. And then Jinder and Kurt Hawkins was literally a jobber for a jobber swap. Like, I don't see the point of it, but oh well. Yeah, so that seems to be all of them. It was all right. I'm still really irked about Bray moving over. Everything else I'm either happy with or can live with. Like Mickie James, I wish she was on SmackDown, but I guess I could live with her being on Raw. Maybe they will give her a run with the title. Who knows? But yeah, other than that, like Miz and Maurice is fine on Raw as well. It's just unfortunate that Miz won't get his world title run that he's earned. The only one that actually makes me upset is Bray Wyatt, because Bray should have stayed on SmackDown and Randy should have gone to Raw. That should have been the trade. Because Randy, I don't know. He fits better on Raw for me. But yeah, so that's my review of the Superstar Shakeup. It was pretty good, It was. I kind of wanted it to be like it was in the past, where they'd like draw the things and then they'd take turns and pick somebody, or they'd do like a match-based system and the winning brand would get a draft pick or just like a straight-up trade system. But the element of surprise was pretty cool, where people would just kind of show up and it'd be like, okay, they're on Raw now, they're on SmackDown now. The only thing that didn't really work about that was that once one person went to Raw, you could kind of tell somebody was going to SmackDown. Dean going to Raw was a telltale, I think. Yeah, I don't know. English is weird. Was a sign that obviously Kevin Owens would move over. A tag team going over was indicative of another tag team coming over. Miz and Maurice and Bray, I think you could tell that Sammy would go over. Charlotte going over obviously made sense because she had lost clean to Nia like 2 times in a row. She lost like 3 in a row. She lost at Mania. She got pinned at Mania. She got pinned the night after Mania, and then last time. So, yeah, I don't know. Pretty good overall. One move that really I'm not okay with, but the other are fine. They're pretty good. Hopefully SmackDown continues to be the better show, and I think it will. The writing's better, the in-ring action is better. Overall, it's just a better show, and I think it'll continue to be that way. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts of the Superstar Shakeup, quote-unquote, draft pretty much was in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, share to all your friends, all that bullshit. Check out my Twitter and Patreon down in the description, and I will see you guys next time.